Hello there YouTube, this is Civils and Bits back at it again with Month of Darkest Dungeon 2. We are continuing our run from yesterday, which is pretty much technically our first run. Don't know what else to say. I don't think I can even bring up the team right now to sort of go over everything. So we'll go into the next area. This would be technically Act 2 or the second inn. So after this, we would be able to enter the mountain, which I'm guessing is
Behold,
the
the great
third,
cities
like,
of man,
dungeon or
ruined
act.
and aflame.
I don't know if we'll actually get there today, and I'll explain that in a bit. But first, let's go over our roster here. Our man-at-arms is just an all-around swell fellow, but most importantly, he has Defiant, which allows him to heal 5% of his maximum HP every round. And from the cultists, we managed to get a Stained Relic and a Unforgettable Trinket, which requires a Stained Relic. This basically just gives us a ton of blight resistance. It's not really going to help us here due to the fact that we're currently in a burned central location, but it gives us plus 75% max HP and negative 50% damage. We haven't really been using Barristan here as a damage dealer. He can deal damage, but we've been utilizing... he used to have a speed perk, and so he's basically been using Defender or Defender Plus in order to protect people on the team. And now that he doesn't have that speed perk, it's going to be interesting to see how exactly that works. But regardless, he's pretty much still going to be in that same situation where we want him to... Hold up now. I'm debating if I want to switch out one of these with Bella, which is going to remove repose that might be on enemies here. I don't know. And reduce their speed for 3 turns, which seems like something that we could use if we don't have to defend or bolster. So I'm debating which of these forwards I want to get rid of, because I definitely want Crush, A, because we upgraded it, and B, because, well, if somebody's marked with combo, then we heal ourselves for 20% of our maximum life, which seems pretty dang good. These are pretty much the same, except this potentially causes knockback in days, which would delay an enemy turn, and this just makes it so that we can't be moved at all for a turn and we get some more block. Seems more towards our speed, so we'll go ahead and take that off, put Bellow in there. Anyways, we have Dismas, our highwayman, who has amateur weaponsmith, gains crit 5% of round start, and he gets bled, which hopefully is a lot better here, since again, Fire Central location. Our Grave Robber has Daredevil, which is plus 10% damage. On combat start, she's going to get a debuff that makes her take 50% more damage, and if she manages to dodge anything, then she will heal 1 stress at a 50% rate. However, she also has 15% reduced max health, increased meltdown chance, and when she's damaged, she has a 10% chance to gain stress. So we've given her some stress resistance and death blow resistance, and just hoping that that's going to keep her alive for quite a while. Barristan is also going to do a whole lot of that heavy lifting. Our Plague Doctor is a martyr, which we hope to never see. If she's on death's door, she will heal 1 stress. She is a kleptomaniac and also lazy. Healers, am I right? Okay, so we are low on armor, so I'd prefer not to lose this right away, so we're probably going to go this way. That's going to take out one of our wheels. We're just going to have to deal with that. Assistance encounter is nice because that can give us more flame. We're currently at 100 though, so I suppose we don't eat that. But, I mean, it's just the route that we're going to have to go if we want to avoid this. That'll bring us to the watchtower for scouting, which isn't really going to do much. There's a combat here. Hoarder here is nice. So, if we want to go into the 3rd act, we will have to hit this layer, which is 3 consecutive fights with a boss battle at the end of it, and then we're going to have to fight cultists before we get to this inn. On our first run, I'm kind of torn, because if any run would make me feel comfortable going into this layer, it's the run where we have a 74 HP mini fridge up at the front line that blocks people and reduces damage by 75% frequently. But yeah, I don't know. We can still complete the rest of this act and just end up I mean, either way, we're gonna have to go through quite a fight. I guess it depends on if we hit armor or not here, because although I should figure out what a emergency repair is, or urgent repair, I believe they call it, I'm not necessarily sure that I want to run into that and then a layer. So we'll get to that when we get here. But we should scout ahead and we should know what's going on here. We'll hit that road when we get there. But what was I saying? Alright, so I feel like this is a pretty good run to take a layer, but I'm just not confident that technically I should. Now, I can, if I get to the inn, just go ahead, cash out. I'll get all my candles for my meta progression, and then I can put that back into the team and stuff like that. But, if something terrible were to happen here, then we still have to get through the cultists in order to, get on to the next act. Anyways, we can start up, head to the right here. Otherwise, I've honestly been enjoying Darkest Dungeon 2 quite a bit. Elite enemies? The greater the chance that enemies you encounter will be ordained. Ordainment gives that enemy extra power. The exact effects of ordainment are different depending on which confession you are attempting. Okay. Protected by mongrel? You're really gonna make me hit a dog? You're a terrible man. Actually, this would... remove the dodge. Just in case. I don't know if that's going to be relevant. Then we're going to bellow and remove that riposte. Rude. Okay, so there is some bleed here. You dodged the bellow. So I definitely don't want to use flashing daggers, because that could potentially do bad things to you. So we'll do that. That's a lot of bleed.
This wound, at least, has been tended to.
Okay, guy's being pretty rude right now. We're also getting nowhere. We just keep doing buffs and debuffs because we're afraid of this right here. So I think someone's going to have to take the hit. Dodging it is pretty good. Elite enemies get max HP and plus damage. Well, that would explain the 9 damage. Alright.
Relief comes rarely in these times. Savor it. Another impediment, cleared with impunity.
Yeah, I think this fight was, like, incredibly mishandled. Oh well, we're here now.
A petty hindrance. Scavenge what you can, and be off once more.
We don't really need the stress heal here, so we'll go ahead and choose this one here.
Amidst the spoils, an artifact of unparalleled
Turn start,
power.
heal 10%. Well, we can't really put that on you because you currently have a ton of HP because of the fact that you have both your trinket slots taken. But somebody else who would be nice to have 10% healing on and has some stress resist, I don't know, seems pretty good. Especially if she's going to get clocked for plus 50% every fight. Alright. Why are you... Oh, calm. Resolute chance. Pretty good. Hello, friends. You wouldn't happen to have a piece of armor here, would you? That'd be great. Oh, there we go. I prefer that a lot better than getting 30 flame, because we have the ability to give ourselves flame. Man, everybody hates Dismas. So how's everybody doing? Just to sort of give you guys something to talk about down in the comments below. What's the hardest game that you guys were, or let's put it this way. What roguelike was the roguelike that was so hard that you had to put it down? Because now that I'm getting into it, it doesn't seem like Darkest Dungeon 2 is necessarily hard. It's just, it's certainly brutal, but I've certainly played harder roguelikes than this. And there definitely comes a point in a lot of roguelikes where people are like, yeah, it's either too RNG or it requires too much finesse. I can't handle it. And not to say that that's, you know, wrong or like to pass judgment, but some people just feel that way, and eventually you have to decide that your own sanity or enjoyment is more important than just, you know, beating a video game that ultimately doesn't mean anything. To answer that question, I'd say probably the one roguelike that I just was
Let us
like,
hope the
you know what,
madman's
I probably
scrounging has
just
borne
won't.
fruit.
Um, I don't know. Like I play a lot of them. I don't know. Like the Dark Souls games get me like pretty close to that, where and like pretty much anything that sort of has like, yes, it's well within like the human existence to like beat the game without grinding. Like games that require you to grind, and so you're pretty much like, at least normal human beings are just smashing their head against the wall until they finally like make a stat gap, or they like, air quotes, get lucky or something like that and finally like break through a barrier. Those are kind of the games that irk me a little bit. So yeah, sort of like the Dark Souls games. I kind of like them, like as a concept, but it's just hard for me to, like, I played Dark Soul, what would it be? Dark Souls 2? I played through that one, but Dark Souls 3 came out and I was like, you know what? I don't think that I really need to put myself through that again. So I suppose that's my game that is too hard for me. Interested to hear what you guys have for that answer. Anyways, this is just a couple of dudes. This should not present any issue to us. Especially when we instantly crit that man. Take care of that just to be safe. And he's dead. If we can't win that fight, then
The flame,
maybe this game
burning
is too hard for
brightly
me.
for all the world to see.
Alright. I'll also admit, I kind of thought that this area was going to have more burn in it, famous last words. Alright, what do we got here? We still don't know what poultice is, and we have a chance to create it. That said, we have not created it. Interesting. We only have 13 baubles. Yeah, I don't know. Like, none of these are really hitting it for me. What do we got here? Oh, there's a soothing poultice. All it does is give burn resistance. Hmm. Let's buy some more whiskey. And let's buy a couple more glimmers, I think. Otherwise, this hoarder was kind of a bust. We did complete a hero goal for Dismas, though. He wanted to see 2
The
hoarders.
destination's never in question.
Fuck it, we're gonna go the lair.
To get there.
Rogers, help us.
Our protection has been stripped to its last. Unhinged by the impending apocalypse, the fanatics burn book and building alike.
We're gonna have to handle these battles much better than we did the other ones, though.
And with it,
You start with a ton of block. Okay, you're an elite, which means that you have more health and damage. But yet, none of you guys have health death blow resistance. Little interested in what you do.
Analysis is the natural prelude.
You guys are
to
pretty much just
action.
gonna attack the front too. Okay. Can we get another one of those juicy crits? Yes. Thank you, next. Like it. Although that daze was a little bit wasted because we're not fast enough, but you know, I suppose that happens. Let's use this. Let's see, reduce your guys' speed. Seems good. Let's defend though. It's gonna be a lot of damage incoming here, so we might as well be blocking. Flame spreads. Explain. It just moves self forward. Oh, he wants to be up front. Understood. So we just need to make sure that he doesn't get up front. Simple as. Good top roll there. When these corpses disappear, that's going to make that an issue. Or we just crit them and take care of that. Okay.
The enemy weakens and wanes.
Alright, that's one fight down. Advance. I hope I didn't have to physically take those. Okay, hello. The fact that you are also an elite scares the crap out of me. You get to make 2 actions. Currently have dodge and strength. Next attack deals hella damage. Oh, that used that. No. I keep forgetting which attacks use combo. Oh, man. It's a great crit. We got the crit anyway, so I guess that's just the best of both worlds. handling this fight like a champ. Excuse me? Apply burn on hit plus speed. Apply burn on hit, huh? How about no? Let's wait a turn for that. That'll make him deal less damage. Seems good. I'll take it. 2 damage for a kill? Please. Alright, let's keep this up.
The fiend's strength dwindles.
If we get top damage here, this guy dies. If we get top damage here, this guy rolls. Okay. This corpse has 23 health, and it is in the way. Come on, man. Guess we're gonna just mark the back line. Hey. Plus you have blight. I like it. It's the only thing that we can really do. Miss? Oh, it just doesn't hit. Gotcha. Get some stress heal in there. More stress heal. What the hell? I guess she has a 10% chance to just gain 2 stress, but like, come on, Audrey. You're already dying. We can hit you with flashing daggers, but honestly at this point this is going to deal more damage. Unless I miss, because I'm blind.
The smallest variable.
That's good stuff.
Can make all the difference.
That disappeared. Scoot everybody up. Okay, now you're in trouble.
Elementary.
Pretty good, not gonna lie. Alright, let's see this boss.
The
Excuse me, sir?
conflagration must be stopped. The librarian must be destroyed.
Books. First stack of books has a lot of health. They cannot be stunned, cannot be debuffed, cannot be blighted, but they can be burned. Well, I mean, fuck me, I guess, right? Otherwise, we're gonna have to backline for 116. Someone tells me this fight's gonna be a slog. We're gonna take some of this for some dodge. Just in case there's burn incoming.
Collaboration confers advantage.
Oh, he's dealing damage to these? Do I not want him to? I'm so confused. Well, we're going to set up the Wombo combo. Okay, some shuffle. Oh, I thought he deathblowed one of my people for a second there. Oh my god, I lost my shit for like half a second. Rude? Oh, take aim is me. Okay. Perfect. Just in time for him to shuffle us again. Alright, let's stack some... No one will heal. Can't blight. Burn it.
A breakthrough.
Dismas is putting in work. Gonna need to actually start defending you. Time to give you some of that.
Impeccably timed.
Okay, now we can start dealing damage.
Steady yourself.
Excuse me. How confident am I that that Periclesis will get a turn? Well, I mean, we can see. She won't. So if we pass, I'll gain stress and some heal.
Self-reliance is a rare and wonderful thing.
Why did you say that you were on death's door? Well, you must have healed back up. Well, we're below the 25%. Swig up.
Calculated generosity, but a welcome one nonetheless.
Is that the best move? This technically crits more often. There's no reason why we shouldn't use this. We're also negative damage anyways because we went on death's door. So maybe the correct move is this. We can actually get some blight to do some work for us. Come on, Dismiss. Come on, Dismiss. Okay. Well. That's our last heal.
This road cannot be walked alone. Sweat-soaked brows, unsteady stances. Exhaustion takes hold.
That's right. That's what we need to see right now. What?
Analysis is the natural prelude to action.
Huh. Okay. Problem.
Malaise, measured and steady.
Dismas is about to be in trouble on his turn. He's hitting AoE, so it's not like we can actually guard anybody. I think we pretty much have to figure out how to face race this guy.
The sum total of violent equation, unfavorably rounded down.
Okay.
Not all who seek redemption will find it.
Not what we need. We're falling apart. Alright. So earlier, this was exactly what I was afraid of. It's very well possible that I mishandled this fight, but we were also kind of already doing as much backline damage as we could possibly do, which appears now that that's what this fight is. Deal as much backline damage as you can, because once he gets up to the front in a certain amount of turns, he just goes absolutely insane with his AoE burns that are going to stack up over time. 6 damage, 8 damage a turn. We really can't handle that kind of stuff. So, this point is when we're basically losing. And the fact that he heals between then is also kind of a problem. If you consider the fact that he healed 24, then he would have been at 27 health. We'd still be way far away from killing this guy right now. Another thing to note is that I would guess that the layer is specific to the biome. So when we actually came up to those poultices that gave us fire resist, that was probably something that we were supposed to be buying to prepare us for this. Or in general, if we know that we're going into the sprawl, buy stuff that is going to be able to cleanse fire. I don't know if those were necessarily on offer in the last inn. I can't remember, but it's just something to remember for the future. Alright, so none of this is really going to do much of anything. We can crit with this to add a little bit more blight and hope that that's what's going to do it. But I think that what we're going to have to do is just do a good old-fashioned face race on this guy, because I don't know what else we could possibly do. I thought that you heal... Oh, you heal at the start of the round, so you're technically fine.
Let us hope they find peace.
Yeah, because when you're getting on Death Blow resist, or Death Blow, Death Door, and you're taking that -5 or 50% damage, this becomes particularly difficult. How are we still alive? Okay, the burn got us. I was like, how many times can we possibly roll that with diminishing returns?
Each milestone makes the next road just a little easier.
Anyways, that's quite a lot of candles, though. Looking pretty good, if I'd say so myself.
We travel through the incalculable dimensions of human weakness.
All right.
Runaway.
Whoop.
Jester. Leper.
We're just gonna keep going down the line. Accidentally gave a little bit of extra stuff to Runaway and Leper, but the idea is that eventually we're going to be going random teams or even like building teams per chance, but I want to have all the options when we do that. I also read into it, and you can technically replace people, because if you get to the end and somebody's dead, then they will be replaced by a random person who hasn't yet died, because these people are technically considered unique. Whereas in Darkest Dungeon 1, you could have multiple grave robbers, but in this game they're pretty much giving the impression that there is one grave robber, one plague doctor, one hellion, and we're going down, like, say, a timeline or an alternative universe, whatever you want to call it, of us running towards the mountain, and as such, the same person can't show up in that same timeline multiple times, because that would be a time paradox or something like that. I don't know. I try not to think third dimensionally about it. Anyways, like I said, we kind of a shorter video this time, but I guess the other video was definitely longer than expected. But we definitely spent a lot of time in that lair, and most importantly, we learned about that lair. I don't know if there's only one boss per biome, so like if we were to go to the lair in the Sprawl every time we're going to run into the librarian, or if there's a couple of different bosses, like in Darkest Dungeon 1. We'll have to find that out later. But at least I know somewhat what to expect should I go into a lair in Sprawl. And considering that in order to enter the mountain we do have to clear one of those, that's one step closer to learning how to beat the game. I'm just a little ashamed that the only reason that Barristan died was because he had a meltdown. Oh man, dude was an absolute chungus. Anyways, hopefully it was still entertaining for you guys. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. And until next time, I'll catch you guys around.